Austrian Shan Princess, the last queen consort of HSIPAW, Daising Sargent, also known as Sao Nong Tu Sandy, the last queen consort of the Shan state died at her home in Boulder, Colorado at the age of 90, on the 5th of February. Whilst studying there she met and fell in love with a Burmese engineering student named Sao Kya Sang and they were married in Colorado on the 7th of March 1953. After Sao Kya Sang graduated they returned to Burma. The couple went to live in Shan State wherein Sargent became Sao Nong Tu Sandy and learned to speak Burmese and Shan. She was a dedicated philanthropist, working to improve the lives of people in Shipa through various projects like birthing clinics, nutrition education, and a trilingual school. She was soon accepted by the people of Shipa and the royal couple became very popular because of their altruistic work. But, in 1962 General Ne Win led a coup that overthrew the Burmese government and both Sao Kya Sang and Ing Sargent were arrested in 1962. Sao Kya Sang was never seen again and it is assumed that Ne Win had him extrajudicially executed in prison. On their release they moved to Austria for 2 years before. A junta army captain was arrested when the car he and 4 other junta soldiers were traveling in was attacked by the guerrilla force YGF in Mon State on the 4th of February. When they tried to stop a car carrying 5 junta soldiers in civilian clothes the junta soldiers started firing their weapons and tried to drive away. 4 of them escaped, but one, who confessed to being a junta army captain, was captured by the YGF and arrested. The other 4 escaped, said Sa Kit Teet, a YGF public relations officer. According to Sa Kit Teet the junta S 317th Infantry Battalion based in Lamang Township fired 3 rounds of artillery into the area and sent in soldiers to try and rescue their comrade, so the YGF set the soldier S car on fire and retreated. Previously, on the 3rd of February, the YGF reportedly destroyed a Mitel tower and related equipment in Sakongi village in Mon State. Zoya Fan, an ethnic Karen and longtime political activist, briefly met with King Charles III of the United Kingdom on the 1st of February. At the event, Charles III was quick to recognize Zoya as Karen from her ethnic dress. At one point he wants to visit Burma if there are genuine democratic reforms. As for Zoya, she thanked the king for his support for Burma and told him about ongoing junta attacks targeting civilians and how people in Burma are desperate for help. Karen and many other ethnic people suffered great cruelties and exploitation under the rule of the Burman kings, explains Zoya. For the Karen and many ethnics in Burma, things improved under British rule. As Karen we don't want to be ruled by the British or the Burman. We want autonomy and control over our own lives, land, and natural resources. The meeting at the start of the month was not the first between Charles and Zoya. Whilst the new sanctions announced by the United States, Canada, Australia and the United Kingdom to mark the 2nd anniversary of the February 2021 coup were welcome, according to HURFOM these actions came too little too late for the thousands of people killed by the Burma army. HURFOM has been documenting severe violations against the rights and freedoms of civilians in southeastern Myanmar committed by the junta since the February 2021 coup. In the over 730 days since the 1st of February 2021, HURFOM has reported that nearly 25,000 people have been forced to flee their homes in southeastern Burma due to conflict between the junta and armed revolutionary organizations. HURFOM condemns the ongoing human rights violations and calls for immediate international intervention and for global actors to pursue accountability mechanisms at the highest level, which put an end to military impunity at last. Military affairs observers have also said that the junta's declaration of martial law in many townships across the country has signaled more brutal oppression of pro-democracy groups, civilians, and local resistance armed forces strongholds. One example of ongoing random violence against civilians in southeastern Myanmar was reported by HURFOM. We must be cautious about these unseen dangers, landmines while working near the battalions. Another person said, it is speculated that mines are often planted near military bases. No group or authorities ever confesses to these crimes. According to HURFOM there are 4 junta military bases in Tananthari Township. It researchers estimated that in the last week of January, in Tananthari region, at least 2 residents were killed, 17 more were injured, and more than 4,000 people fled indiscriminate shelling by junta soldiers from the 4 bases. A resident of Banlamat village in Tananthari Township said, from the 24th of January to the 31st of January, the junta perpetrated war crimes against local civilians.